Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today cracking the final can of Shred Beer Co. beer that I have left that I got through Joe from Jow's Arcade and Joaquin. So thanks a ton for helping me get some Shred Beer, guys. This is a can of Relooped West Coast IPA. So this is also about, it's a little more than 3 weeks in the can. It says cut it up fresh on the bottom. And this is hopped with Riwaka, Mosaic, and Strata, 6.6%. It's funny, the Mosaic Strata combination has been in quite a few of these. It's also been in Nose Goblin and the something Whirlpools of Disarray from Ghost Town. So it makes sense. It's some hops that pair quite nicely together. And Riwaka is also really dope. I really love Riwaka hops. So yeah, let's check this one out. Pours, what do you expect from the modern West Coast IPAs? Pin bright, clear, golden yellow color. Looks like a lager with a slight green hue to it and a white head. And actually some head retention on this one, which is nice. I mean, some of the modern West Coast, the head just fades and dies. But yeah, let's check out the aroma on this one. Oh, that smells really good. This is really nice. There's a slight edge of almost like umami or meatiness or something about it. Or maybe not meatiness, but like umami, almost like something savory. And I get that sometimes from Riwaka, like a savory umami edge, which is really nice to me. There's definitely some classic West Coast about this as well. There's a little bit of grapefruit underneath. Definitely like passion fruit and pineapple, tropical exotic fruits. And really bright smelling. Definitely some dankness too. A little bit of like a really fresh, like weedy aroma to it. Fresh fruity weed, like pineapple kush more so actually than I was first thinking blueberry cushy, but it's more like this pineapple-y weedy thing than anything. Smells really nice. Strata is definitely also a big player. I'm definitely getting a lot of like peach ring candy and like sweet peachy notes. Maybe even a hint of strawberry. I sometimes get that from Strata, but not all the time, but just a little bit of it. It smells really nice, but there's definitely a little bit of a resiny kind of bitter bite on the end. Maybe not bitter because I'm smelling it, but it smells like it will be a bit bitter because it has like a little bit of that resiny thing, but it smells really good. Crisp, crackery malt backbone. Okay, so I think this alongside Overdose is the best smelling Shred beer so far. I mean, I think Cryo Counterparts was quite nice, but this smells like much more up my alley. So much more tropical. It smells really good. Let's try it. Cheers, and thanks a ton to Joaquin and Joe for the beers. Or helping me get the beers. I paid for them myself. That is really nice. Yeah, it has a little bit of like more of a drying bitter edge, which is really nice. Like I really like, so I think sometimes with the modern West Coast, the bitterness is like, I think West Coast IPA always have to be bitter, but sometimes the bitterness takes a little bit of a backseat. And I think this one, the bitterness also takes a backseat compared to the flavors. But the bitterness is definitely there, which is really nice. But what's interesting with a lot of these is that the bitterness is often quite high. It's just the way that they're produced that they end up tasting of this. But it has so much that sweet, bright, hop, fruity flavor and dankness as well. Like really nice, bright, tropical fruitiness to this. Really nice, but there's also like a little bit of a slightly resiny, bitter bite and slightly sticky kind of feel to it. And also like I'm getting like a bit of grapefruit actually now. Like slightly more old school. But really like Riwaka is interesting. There is umami edge to it. And umami edge, all like savory. And I don't know if I'd say like meaty. I know a lot of brewers talk about Riwaka being like bacony and stuff like that. I don't know about that, but it's like savory umami kind of flavor profile paired with tropical fruitiness, which is really nice. And big time pineapple kush to me. Like loads of like fruity weed on it, which is nice. I love that. Oh, this is really good. Really nice drying bitterness. There's a good amount of pineapple, good amount of passion fruit, a little bit more of like just like bright, underripe kind of peachy note to this than like the classic Strata sweet peach flavor, and also the strawberry is not really carrying through. I think they on the flavor. Did they say exotic berries? There's definitely like a lot of like berry-esque flavors, almost like a little bit of that like gummy candy thing vibe is a bit in there too. But what I really dig is like this has a decent amount of substantial bitterness that dries out. It feels like a bone dry beer. It feels like a bitter beer. It really feels like West Coast, modern West Coast. You can really see there's different approaches to it. Like I just had the a beer from Ghost Town, and I think there was a bit more aromatic on the hop characters, but it was lacking a bit on bitterness. I still thought it was world class, and I think this is like it has the bitterness that that beer lacked, but and it's fiercely aromatic. But I think that one was just like lightly more aromatic than this, and I think that might be due to cryo hops because it doesn't say that this is cryo hops. Could be. I'm not entirely sure. There's just something magic about cryo hops. But like if you crossed this and the Whirlpools of Disarray beer, that would have been magic. That would have been crazy good. Like it's so awesome to be drinking some of these really fresh modern West Coast beers again. Like I'm really, really, really stoked on this kind of beer style. It is totally my jam. Yeah, I just really dig them. They're never gonna have that same like, even though these are very heavily hop beers, they will never have that same like feel and crazy like saturated thing that you get in a New England IPA because the hops are not still in suspension and you don't have yeast. Like this is like, yeah, you have yeast, but you don't have yeast flavors. Like this is so clean. It's like, it's really this bright blank canvas where hops really get to shine, which is freaking awesome. Yeah, I'm totally stoked about trying more shred beers in the future because this is really good. Awesome final beer to end on. What did I prefer, this or Overdose? I think I might have preferred Overdose just a little bit to this, but it's still fucking dope shit. Really fucking great. I think 94 on this. I'm just gonna score it. Also, just like if like it had the same level of aromatics as the Whirlpool's beer from Ghost Town, this would have been a world class 95. I'm thinking about Overdose. It had more. Well, it's also a double IPA, but it had a bit more aromatics. Same level of bitterness and everything. That was a 95. This is just maybe slightly lower, like a 94, but still really fucking great beer. Like this is still high grades. This is awesome. It's definitely one of the West Coast brewers that you guys need to watch if you want to check out great West Coast IPAs. I haven't tried any hazies from Shred. I don't know if I will because I really don't want to hunt hazies that much anymore. Although I got a couple monkish beers coming. Because I bought them from a guy who sold a pack with monkish beers, but there was a Russian River Westie in the bundle, so I got it. Just because of that. But this is really fucking dope shit. Get some Relooped if you can, or just get some shred beer. Really damn dope stuff. I'm digging it. So if you guys had a chance to try Relooped from Shred Beer Co., Riwaka and Mosaic Strata Hop West Coast IPA on 6.6%, let me know what you thought of it. Thanks a ton to Joe and Joaquin for the beer. You guys are awesome. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers. In my final this is the final Modern West Coast beer of that haul. And then we've got one beer left, and that's a triple dry hop hazy double IPA. So, yeah, but it was a treat. So cheers, guys, and see you in another beer review.